Hey YouTube, what's going on? And welcome to Sinister Garage. Today's video is going to be different. It's going to be based on a 2025 Elantra N. I'm putting the Takeda cold air intake by AFE on my 2025 Elantra N today. I have sold my Mustang. I'll make another video about that at some point. There was a reason for that, and it's been gone now for about 8 months. So yeah, let's get right into this. I'm going to open the box, kind of show everybody what comes in the box for this intake. Got a kind of like a sealer for the box itself. Here is the box on the intake. We have the cone. Looks like the inlet pipe possibly, or the adapter for the intake cone to the rest of the piping that goes in through the box right here, which I think that might be it. We have the intake tube itself, just nice matte black finish. Got some clamps in here. Got the Takeda license plate cover, and then we got the instructions, things like that, and then a couple stickers. So I'm gonna get the car moved into the garage, and I will be with you guys shortly. All right, guys, so we're gonna get a quick little rev of the stock air box, see if we can hear anything before I do the swap. All right, guys, so as you guys can see, we got 2 clamps we're gonna take off real quick. It's gonna be this one. These are the worst clips on the man. We're gonna pop those off, we're gonna slide these hoses off, and then we're gonna reuse those clips later. So we are not removing the silver one. I actually just took that black one, pushed it together, and then this popped out right away. So I'm gonna assume it is the same thing up here. You're gonna use the same black tab. You're gonna slide it out, and then I think we reuse these later on another piece, or maybe we reuse the black ones on another piece later. All right, next step we have is to loosen this bolt back here. This is it's a 10 mil right next to turbo inlet right there, which is connected to the turbo. As you can see, it's that little silver piece that leads up to the intake. And then we will also unclamp the airbox clips, and then the intake should just pop right off. All right. And then we're going to remove these small little bolts down here. These are also 10 millimeter. Should just be pretty easy to loosen those up. There's 2 of them. And then we're going to need to remove these items right here. You'll need a plastic clip, and then there is another 10 millimeter right down in there next to the ECU. Probably need an extension for that, or just a plug. With all that taken out, you just pop this son of a bitch out, and you're good to go.
Wait a minute.
All right, so next step would be to take your air box for the new air intake, and you're just going to take those 2 black bolts that were in the back area of the bottom mounted intake, the ones that came from right here. You're going to pop those in, and then next thing you're going to want to do is take that rubber hose, which is right here, and you're just going to want to put it around the edge of this outside. It'll help seal off the air from the hot engine better, and you'll just, the direct air coming from the grill, air will come in through here. You'll just, basically help the car run just a little bit cooler. All right, so after you get that seal in there, it's not that pretty, but neither am I, so it's okay. So you're going to be intelligent, unlike the instructions, and you're going to put the bolts in next. That way you don't drop them and lose them under the car if you're doing what I'm doing. All right, and then once you have all that in there, it should be time to pop the intake back in the car. Or nope, it's just gonna cock block us, and we'll be installing something else real quick. And now, once you got that, since you're gonna take this fitting, you're gonna kind of thread it in there with your fingers at first. Don't wanna make sure it's not gonna cross thread. This is a 16 millimeter nut, so make sure it's not cross threaded, obviously. So I'm just not gonna mess this up. Just gonna got it in there. Screw it in there just fine. It's a little snug right about there. So then you're going to want to take the wrench, and then, like I said, 16 millimeters. You're going to want to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use a regular wrench like this for now. Kind of get the point across. Maybe I'll switch. Yep, I'm going to switch. All right, once you're done being an idiot, like I was, you're going to take your regular 16 wrench. And you can do it like this. Or, you know, you can use the other end of your wrench. Whatever you prefer, man. Nobody's judging around here. I might. And you might judge me, but that's okay. Because at the end of the day, I got rid of a 2024 Mustang for a Elantra. So, he's a real loser here. All right, so according to the instructions, this is how it's supposed to look. Got a little thread sticking out. That's what the instructions said. The gold piece was spinning in there. I realized that. So we're done tightening this because it's not going to do anything else. From there, you're now going to take your coupler, this little rubber piece. I don't use those. And you're going to put it on the turbo inlet housing. You're going to take the clamps. I also came with you right here. Same bag as that little silver piece right there. You know, take it off. Look at this. And then you're going to figure out which end goes on there. I can nothing ever be the same size. You're going to take your clamps. You're going to put them on both sides. I'm going to snug them up a little bit. That way they're just kind of on there real quick before I slide it on there. That way we don't lose anything. So I'll be right back. All right, now that you got both your clamps on there and you got them on the right side, you're going to just slide it over the turbo inlet housing. It's just going to kind of go right on there. Shouldn't give you any troubles. Next, you're going to take your intake tube and you're just going to slide that in there. This might be a little bit more difficult, or not at all, actually. That was pretty nice. All right, so once that's all snugged up in there, you're going to want to kind of adjust your air box. I don't really tell you that at first in the instructions. Just kind of slide that front part over that part that comes in from the grill. Align your bolts back here. Those sides aligned. Just kind of start threading them just a little bit, not anything serious. All right, so I tightened down the clamp behind the turbo, or on the turbo inlet housing, just to make this one easier. Just gonna want to come over here with your hand. Just gonna snug it up that way first. All right, now both of these pieces are in there. I'm gonna tighten it up the rest of the way with the ratchet here in a minute. And then you're going to take your cone. Or first, actually, you're going to want to tighten down those bolts that we have back there in the intake box. All right. Then take your intake. Just kind of pop it in there. It locks in there pretty easily. Come in here, slide the tube onto the intake. Got another clamp to tighten down after you tighten down everything back here. And you've lost a pin, so you took one from right there and you zip tied it. The world. All right. Okay, so we might have to cut that out. For this end, you're gonna have to do the same. So, when you gotta put your hoses on, you're just going to pop out those pieces on the end. Ignore me reading the instructions real quick. Squeeze it back. Put that tube over that. This is on there a little bit. Come back in here. Take your pliers. You're better than using needle nose pliers. This might be a little easier, just given the tight space it's in. Make sure that hose is up there nice and secure on this piece. So slide that a little bit further back, come in here, All right, once you're done fighting with the dumbest clamp known to mankind, it's stuck on there. That side's good to go. Now we got to do the back. So this one, we have to do the same thing. We're going to take that piece off the end, slide this back, and then snug it up on there. All right, once you have that clamp on there, that one's good. That hose isn't moving. This one's good. This hose isn't moving. The whole intake is moving a little bit, but that's okay. Seems like it was designed to do that. The rubber housing up there and things like that. This is in there, nice and snug. So let's do what everybody wants to do. And we'll see the startup on this. All right, so as you guys can hear, there is a little bit more of an induction noise. It's not really going to give you any power whatsoever. It's more of just a sound thing. Maybe something that shouldn't void your warranty. The 24s and 25s do have an extra sensor in there that might throw the check engine light just because it has a extra sensor. I think it's in the intake manifold, so it can cause an issue. However, that shouldn't make too much of a difference. It won't affect the performance of the car or anything like that. It'll just throw an evap code, so nothing you can do. 23s, 22s should be okay to run this. Installation process should be the same. Might be a little different with this hose right here. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think it is. But yeah, so that was the Takeda install video. I'll get a POV drive soon, recording it, and I'll give a review of this car soon. Thank you for watching.